Hi, so in the last video, we talked about solving multi-step equations, and we're going to continue with that. We went from solving two-step to multi-step. Now we're going to add a, a bit of complexity to it by having a variable on both sides. Okay, before we only had the variable on one side. So I'm going to show you how to manipulate this to get the variables on one side and solve this problem. Okay, now, the process is the same. We're still going to follow our steps. Step one is going to be to distribute. And I do have something to distribute here, so I'm just going to do that now. If you don't know how to distribute, go back and watch my distributive property video, and that will explain what I'm doing here. So we have 2 times g, and that's going to give us 2g. Then we have 2 times 4, and that's going to give us 8. We're going to bring this information down because we did not use it. And we end up with 2g plus 8 equals 10 plus g. Now, I cannot have g's on both sides of this equation. I need to get rid of one of the g's. Now, you can take away 2 g's here, or you can take away a g here. I personally like to keep my variables on this side and my number on this side. However, you can do this on either side and you will still come up with the right answer as long as you use the same process, okay? So for this, I'm going to just get rid of the g over here because I like to have my g's on this side. So to do that, I'm going to use the same concept that we've been using in algebra and get rid of the g on this side. So this accomplishes my mission because I've gotten rid of this g over here, right? Now I have it zeroed out and I just have a 10 on this side of the equal sign, which is what I want, a number on this side and a variable on this side. So I'm going to bring down my 8 here. And I'm going to bring down my 10 because I didn't touch those. And now I'm going to do this. And this is going to leave me with 2g minus a g. And that's just going to leave me with 1g. Okay. Now I'm going to solve the rest of my problem. Wow, my hands are really bad from this whiteboard. Sorry about that. So now I'm going to solve the rest of this problem. As you saw from the prior videos, this is an issue. I need to get rid of this. So if I have $8 and I want to have $0, which is what I want to zero this out, I'm going to minus $8 from both sides, or 8 from both sides. I've accomplished my mission and this has become 0 now. I bring down my g, okay? And now 2 minus 8 equals, let me correct that, 10 minus 8 equals 2, and I end up with g equals 2, and that is our answer, okay? Now, they can get a little bit more complex, and I'm going to show you one more that is a little bit more difficult, okay? Because it has a few more steps in it. So let me write the problem out here. It's going to be 7y plus 8 minus 4y equals 9y minus 4, okay? Now we have a lot going on here, right? But let's break it up into smaller chunks. You don't have to look at this as a problem overall until you can break it up into smaller chunks. So I'm going to do my first step, and that is distributing. This is going to be 7 times y equals 7y. 7 times 8 equals 56. And now I'm just going to bring down the rest of this information, okay, without changing anything. Okay, I'm just going to bring all this down. So now I have a problem that says 7y plus 56 minus 4y equals 9y minus 4. Now our next step that we do in solving equations is combining like terms. Now, 9y, 4y, and 7y are all like terms, but I'm only going to combine these two. And the reason that is because I can only combine terms on one side of the equal sign. If there were like terms on this side, I would combine them on this side, and then separately I would combine them on this side, okay? So we have 7y, and we can do this off to the side here, a little math problem here, 7y plus minus 4y, okay? And why are we plussing it when it's a negative? Because when we combine like terms, we always add, okay? We always add whether this is a negative or positive. So 7y plus a negative 4y is going to leave us with 3y. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our answer here, 3y. We're going to bring down our 56 here because we didn't touch it. And now we're going to bring down the rest of this information over here because we didn't touch any of that information. So now we have a new problem of 3y plus 56 equals 9y minus 4. So now we can start doing this manipulation of, excuse me, these variables over here. Again, I like my y's on this side, so I'm going to keep my y's on this side, and I'm going to get rid of the y over here, just like we did in the prior problem, on both sides. This is going to cancel out and leave me with a negative 4, so I've accomplished my goal here. Okay, I'm going to bring down my 56 because I didn't use anything with that, and now I have 3y plus a negative y, or 3y minus 9y. That's going to leave me with a negative 6y. Now, still have a few problems with this, and that is I need to get rid of this 56. Once again, we're going to minus it from both sides. I'm going to end up with negative 6y because I just bring it down, accomplish my goal of zeroing that out, and negative 4 minus 56 is negative 60. So our last step here will be to divide both of these by negative 6 because that is the opposite operation of our multiplication here, and we end up with y for this one because negative 6 divided by negative 6 equals y, and negative 60 divided by negative 6 equals 10. So our answer here will be y equals 10. Now this involved a little bit of everything. You had some distribution right here. You also had some combining like terms, and you also had variables on both sides. This is typically the hardest they get, although you can have some fractions and things like that in there. But this is the typical process for something like this that involves all three of those extra steps. Just remember, you want to keep the steps in order. You want to distribute first, then combine like terms, and then you want to get rid of your variables on the opposite sides. Now, if you don't have distribution, you skip right to the combining like terms. If you don't have combining like terms, you just distribute and skip right to the isolate the variable step. So I hope this helps you with the multi-step equations. They can be a little bit difficult, but if you want to pause or take screenshots or rewatch the video, that should be helpful.